Hello, I am Andrew from Cultaholic Wrestling, and this is a very different room. Tom? No, I will be your substitute teacher for the next 2 weeks, this week and next week for NXT Graded, and I'm very excited to be here. So do you know what? Let's just get straight into it. I tell you what, you'll get on your sofa, you grab your nice cup of Yorkshire tea, let's sit down, watch some liquid wrestling, and ooh, let's do some grades. This is NXT Graded. Good that. So we're kicking things off straight away in this one this week. It's Dexter Lumis versus Johnny Gargano. And you see Dexter Lumis, he's already crawling into the ring. He's there already. We get a little bit of backstage banter going on between the way. They're all putting their hands in for a little morale boost, going, that's the way, I like it. And that's a little thing that they do. Austin Theory there going, they should make that into a song. And Johnny's like, maybe they should. It's good. I like the little comedic segments between Austin Theory and Johnny Gargano. I'm all in for little funny boy Austin Theory. Johnny then tries to go for a slingshot spear, but whoo, straight underneath Dexter Lumis, baseball slides out of the ring and then crawls under. He gets under, he lifts the apron up and he's crawling under, he's going to hide. And then you get Johnny saying to Austin Theory, where's he gone? Can you see him? Can you see him? Gets a bit pantomime at this point because Austin Theory's like, he's behind you, pal, he's behind you. And Johnny turns around and straight up. Nice old uppercut to the face. Pause there. I'm not good at this, as you can tell. Dexter's dominant in this one for quite a while. He even gets Johnny up in a suplex. Whoa, he's doing all this. The little reps makes him land on his back. And then just as Johnny rolls out of the ring, you see Dexter Lumis get coaxed out as well. But wow, there he is. Johnny Gargano, the opportunist that he is, gets the upper hand here. So Johnny goes for like a soccer kick on the outside. Dexter manages to counter it. He does a little whoop. He does a kip up. Grabs Gargano, throws him into the ring apron, which then leaves Gargano. He's back in the ring. And just as Dexter's about to get back in the ring, he's surrounded by the way. You got Austin Theory is like, oh, I didn't mean to do anything, Mr. Dexter. Please don't do anything to me. And then you've got Indy Hartwell, for some reason, going, give me a ring-a-ding-ding, and which is a bit like, ooh, what's going on there? But we then see Candice get up on the ring apron. She tries to go for a Hurricane Rana on Lumis, but Lumis catches her, throws her back onto the apron, which leaves Johnny. He comes straight up. Whoa! He comes in for a swift kick through the ropes, through Candice's legs to Lumis, which then sets Lumis up for a tope from Gargano. Whoop! Straight out there. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. During the break, we see Gargano, he hits a slingshot spear and he's taking control of most of this one. And also, again, Indy's just kind of there, just like, just lovingly staring at Dexter Lumis, which is a bit weird. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. So we come back from the break and Johnny, he's very much in control of this one. He's having a little bit of fun with Dexter at this point, you know. He's not really, he's cool, calm and collected, as the children would say. However, Lumis manages to get a backbreaker in there and a nice little flurry of moves, and Indy is she is on the outside. Whoo, she is blushing. We get a nice little flurry of reversals as well, where we see Johnny try and get the Gargano escape in, but then Dexter Lumis, he gets the silence in, which then leads into Johnny trying to get a crucifix pin on Dexter. Only gets a 2 count. Lumis then hits, Gargano with a nice spine buster, but only gets a blooming 2 count. 2. So Gargano, he cannot put Dexter away at this point. He's trying to swift super kick straight to chops, only gets a 2 count. And at that point, Gargano's like, what am I going to do? So he gestures to Candice, get up on the apron, will you please? And distract the referee. So as she's doing that, he asks Theory to go and get a chair, which he does. Theory gets a chair, chucks it into the ring, but before Johnny can even pick it up, there he is, big old Dexter Lumis stomp. Straight on the chair. You're not picking that one up. No. So Gargano gets a step up enziguri on Lumis, and then after that, Gargano's like, oh, my knee, ref. Mr. Ref, man, my knee really hurts. My knee, can you check on this? So that's obviously is a distraction, guys. It's a distraction. Don't let it fool you. But as he's doing that and the ref is paying attention to Gargano's knee, he signals to Theory, come on, Theory, come on, hit him with chair, hit Lumis with chair. So Theory gets up on the apron. He's got the chair. He's about to hit Lumis, but he doesn't. He hesitates. And he's like, whoa, what's going on here? There's something obviously going on here. And then Lumis and Theory have like a little stare down for a bit. And there he is. Johnny's like, well, I got my opportunity. He's not looking. So he runs towards Lumis, looking to get him from behind. But Lumis, whoa, Matrix, swift, out of way. Boom, Johnny Gargano clocks Austin Theory. And that leaves Johnny open for Dexter Lumis to get the silence in for the win in this one. After the match, we see Candice at ringside. She's like, what was going on, guys? What are you doing? What's happening here? And even I don't know what's happening here. And I work at blooming wrestling website. Mental. But, do you know what? I quite like this match, so I'm going to give it a first ever grade. I'm going to give it a B. I really, really enjoyed this. It was a decent match between the two. And it just develops the story a bit more, like what happened to Austin Theory when he was kidnapped by Dexter Lumis. Why was Indy making the kiss eyes? Like, it's all a bit strange, but I'm looking forward to seeing where this one goes. And so yeah, I'm gonna give it a B. We get a really nice emotional video package for MSK winning the Dusty Cup and their rise throughout the whole entire career. It's really, really good. We're told we get an interview with them next, so we head on over to Mackenzie Mitchell, but before she can even get a word out of them, whoa, here they are. It's the big old grizzled young veterans. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. You got Gibson there with a chair, he's wailing on them. It's pretty mental, but I am so glad to see this feud continue because their match at Vengeance Day, amazing chemistry between the two, and it would be a massive, massive shame if that didn't get to carry on. So I'm down for this, guys. I'm down for this. We then see Leon Ruff backstage. He's getting checked up by medical after his attack last week from Swerve Scott. He gets cleared. He's all good. He can wrestle again. Woo! But then who's that? Who's that over there in corner? I'll tell you who it is. Is a hooded figure who reveals themselves to be, hey, if it's only me, it's only big Michael Bivens. Bivens says that he's glad Ruff is alright and that he's all clear to wrestle. However, with him being a former North American champion, he bears Ruff likes a bit of the fighty. So Bivens then issues a challenge to Ruff to beat his client Tyler Rust, unless Ruff is still feeling the effects of the attack last week from Swerve. To which, Ruff looks a little bit, he looks a little bit PO'd. So he accepts the challenge and that match is up next. We then cut to Rust and Bivens in the ring, and Bivens cuts a promo basically saying that the key to success is taking advantage of every opportunity that's put in front of you. Kind of like what Leon Ruff did there with the North American Championship. And that is why Mr. Leon Ruff holds a special place in Michael Bivens' heart, and why he's given Leon Ruff the opportunity to take on Tyler Rust tonight and find out why Tyler Rust is actually, and really, really is, that diamond in the rust. So after the promo, Leon Ruff, he's on his way out, he comes out to the ring, he's doing all his entrance and stuff, but before he can even get in the ring, straight kick to the head, it's only blooming Swerve Scott. He's there again, attacking Mr. Leon Ruff, and he grabs Leon Ruff's head, drags him over to the announce desk and says, where's my opportunities? This should be my time for opportunities. He gets Leon Ruff on his shoulders and wangs him straight into the apron, and it looks really bad. Leon Ruff's back didn't look good. We get refs, they come out, they check on Tyler Ruff, sorry, I'm getting mixed up here. They check on Leon Ruff, and we see Swerve slowly creeping back up the ramp with a big old smile on his head, and Bivens and Tyler Rust are just in the ring. Bivens raises Tyler Rust's hand. He's won. He's only gone and done it. He didn't even have to do out. Giving this one a B-. It was a fine segment. I'm sad that we didn't get to see Leon Ruff and Tyler Rust go at it because I think that would be amazing. But seeing Swerve's heel stuff continue and just seeing him he's getting a real bad boy, that Swerve. That was really, really cool to me. I like this path that he's going down. And maybe we'll get a triple threat match somewhere down the line. That'd be really nice between the three of them because, that would just be a shower of chef's kisses, everybody. That would be really, really cool. We then cut backstage to Cameron Grimes. He's watching that segment, do you remember it? Where Ted DiBiase is like, kid, can you bounce that basketball like 15 times in a row and I'll give you $500? He's watching that and he's going, oh wait, if you've got money, you can humiliate anybody if you've got some money. So he goes over to a backstage producer and he says, hey, if you bounce this basketball 10 times, I'll give you $1,000. And this guy's like, 10 times? What? And there's Cameron Grimes going, yeah, if you bounce it 10 times, I'll give you $1,000. So this guy, he goes up, there he does, bounces it 10 times, and Cameron Grimes is like, what? I didn't think you could actually do it. What? To which the producer then goes, yeah, but, you know, if it's anything like Ted DiBiase's thing, you kick ball out from under him, you dafty. And Cameron Grimes is like, oh, I should have watched the rest of the video. We then get a recap of Adam Cole's attack on Kyle O'Reilly last week, and we get a little bit of an update on the timeline of when we might see Kyle O'Reilly back. And it seems to be that will be around 4 to 6 weeks time from now, which I'm just saying that's very close to that little tiny show, otherwise known as a WrestleMania. Something could happen there. Something could happen there. We then get a segment of Regal. He's at the Performance Center speaking to Zoey Stark, basically saying, yeah, you had a really, really strong debut last week, and I'm just going to give you right now, right here, right now, a title shot for the Women's Championship against Io Shirai. That's happening now. It's happening now. I get excited. Ah! We get a lot of techers and a lot of reversals to start with in this one. We see Shirai take control, but as she goes for a tiger feint kick pretty early on in this match, she gets caught by Stark, who boots her straight out the ring and then begins to take control before the commercial break. So back from the break, we still see Stark in control. She goes up for a 450 splash, but Shirai gets out of the way. They both crossbody each other and go down. We get a nice like half and half suplex from Stark, which looks really, really cool. Only gets a 2 count though, but then it is Io's time. She mounts a comeback, gets a flapjack, which then sets up Stark in the ropes to get a tiger feint kick. However, only get a 2 count for that one though, Io. Stark tries to get back in this one as well. She goes up to the turnbuckle only to eat a nice Hurricane Rana from Shirai here. And, Shirai does a really nice double underhook backbreaker. Looked pretty painful, looked really, really cool though. Stark makes a comeback. She starts doing some suplexes and some near falls. She goes to set up Io for another suplex, but Io reverses that, sends Stark flying into the turnbuckle, sets her up for the double knees from Io, and then the over the moonsault for the 1, 2, 3. So after the match, Io Shirai, she offers a handout to Zoey Stark, to which Zoey Stark responds a big old shake of the hand like that, a big old hug, but, hey, what time is it? Hello? It's Tony time! Tony then comes out to berate Shirai. She's saying things like, hey, Io, I know why you pinned Mercedes Martinez at Vengeance Day, and it's because you cannot beat me. To which Io then replies, I will beat you anywhere, any place, anytime. And then Tony's like, well, if that's the case, you'd have gone to big old Billy Regal already and you'd have asked for a one-on-one match, which you haven't done because you are scared. Ooh, drama. Tony then tells Io, go on, get yourself off, go and find big old Billy Regal and make this match a reality. To which Io then says, you're on. I'm going to give this a B. I'm going to give this whole thing a B. I think Zoey Stark looked really good in this match. Mental to see that she's got a women's title shot literally on her second match on NXT. But that's really good. That's a really good showing for her, and she really held her own against Io Shirai as well. I do feel like the match kind of was almost just a setup to the promo with Tony at the end there, and then setting up the feud further between Io and Tony. Which is fine. Like, I think a match between those two together, just one-on-one, is going to be fantastic. But yeah, it felt a little bit weird and just like it was placed there just to get to that promo point. But yeah, amazing stuff from Zoey Stark, and I am excited to see what she does in the women's roster. In the women's roster? In the women's roster? In the women's division. I'm not a presenter. What's going on? So backstage, we see The Way leaving the CWC, Mackenzie Mitchell trying to get a word out of Johnny Gargano, but he is having none of it. We see Johnny then turn to Austin Theory and is like, why didn't you hit him with a chair? Why didn't you hit Lumis with the chair? To which Theory is like, you know, it doesn't seem like the right way to go about it. He doesn't deserve that. He is a misunderstood guy, Johnny. To which Johnny is just like, what's going on here? What is going on? What are you saying here, Austin? He then tells Candice, tell him that he's all wrong. And Candice is like, yeah, he should be in jail. And then he's like, Indy, you tell Theory. And then Indy's like, actually, he's kind of hot. He's kind of hot. Yeah? Personally, I don't think that Indy has been watching NXT. I think she watched the predictions video last week from Elimination Chamber with Adam's his little Dexter Lumis mustache. Oh, getting me warm, it's getting me head a bit shiny there. Anyway, Johnny is not having any of this, and he basically goes, you are going to therapy, young people. This is not acceptable. Cameron is there, he's back at it again with his tossed greens, as he calls them. That's money, children, that's money. Anyway, he sees these three people sat down outside and he's like, would one of you like to do this challenge that is definitely not rigged? And the lady's like, oh, this sounds a little bit like the Ted DiBiase challenge from back in the day. And Grimes is like, no, that's not it. But the lady accepts anyway. She stands up. Grimes is he's a little bit intimidated by his size there. He's a little bit intimidated, but he's like, you are not gonna win this one. You're not gonna win this one. However, the lady gets into it. She gets to maybe like the 7th or 8th bounce. It's getting close. Grimes is getting ready for the kick, but boo! Just as he goes for the kick, she does some Tekka's moves with a basketball there. Jack the Jobber. He'd be proud with lad. He loves basketball. If he was watching NXT, he'd give this blooming bit an A. But yeah, she manages to get through it, and Cameron Grimes is livid. He's like, I can't believe that's just happened. And so he gives the money to the lady, and that's that bit there. I like this. I would like to see Cameron Grimes sort of lose his fortune on just silly stuff. Because he's got the comedic chops for it as well. I really am excited to see where this one goes. And maybe we'll see a little bit more from Cameron Grimes later in the night. So we get Kacey Catanzaro and Xia Li next, sort of continuing on their storyline from last week. And to start with, straight off the gate, Kacey goes for Xia Li, and she's getting cartwheels in, she's getting all these Hurricane Ranas in. It's really kind of cool. It's not as one-sided of a match as we've seen from Xia Li recently. And yeah, she really gets a good showing in here. That is, however, until the fight spills outside, where Li grabs Kacy Catanzaro, throws her into like the audience barrier with the plexiglass and the chains, and she then turns and looks up the ramp to Tian Sha and to Boa, and she gives a little nod, and then she sees that Kacy Catanzaro's leg is like draped across the steel steps. She goes up, boom, straight on there. Absolutely looked brutal, did not look nice. Stay away from me, scary lady. So Kacey on the outside, she's writhing in pain. The ref is checking up on her, but Li just grabs her by the hair and literally just pulls her straight back into the ring. Oh my goodness, Xia Li looks so good here. We get back into the ring, but the refs are like, no, we've got to stop this, and the match is stopped. Kayden Carter, she then comes and gets involved in this. She heads up the ramp, trying to get to Tian Sha, but Boa is in the way. Boa is like, no, you stay back. You are not allowed to go and see Tian Sha. And back in the ring, the refs are bringing back up Kacy Catanzaro, getting her to her feet. And then, boo, that nice little spin kick from Xia Li out of nowhere just sparks out Kacy Catanzaro again. So Kayden comes into the ring to chase Xia Li away, but Xia Li, she slides out of the ring, heads back up the ramp to stand next to Tian Sha and Boa, and basically says to Kayden Carter, you're next. I'm giving this one a B-. I think it served its purpose. It was a decent match. More back and forth than what I thought was going to happen. And maybe it's a little bit controversial. I would have liked to have seen just a straight Xia Li squash win again. I know that doesn't really serve the purpose of the story for like the friendship between Kacey and Kayden, but I would like to keep seeing the squash wins up until we get a formidable opponent for Xia Li. Just keep building her up to this just unstoppable force in the women's division of NXT, and then get her into that title picture. But yeah, no, I thought this was alright. I enjoyed it. So yes, I'm giving it a B-. Regal heads outside again. He's checking if Santos Escobar is knocking about, but we have seen no sign of him. We also get a little recap of the women's Dusty Cup stuff, which, oh my goodness, it hypes it up so well. I'm genuinely excited for March the 3rd when we get that. Maybe MSK and GYV, we'll see what happens. There's a little bit of story down the line that we'll get to. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for this one. Big old Cammy Grimes is trying to do it again. He's trying to get someone else in on this blooming basketball challenge here. And he's like, do you want to do it? He's losing it at this point, by the way. He's losing it a little bit. Do you want to do it? And he gives the basketball to someone, and they're like, what, like the Ted DiBiase challenge? He's like, yes, like the Ted DiBiase challenge. And the guy goes, he barely even gives it one bounce before Cameron Grimes is like, straight to the noggin on the floor. And Cameron Grimes is like, Ted DiBiase, you can kiss my grits. And he's not happy. And then, for whatever reason, Cameron Grimes just throws the money on the floor next to the guy anyway and just buggers off. But like, Cameron, that's not how it works, pal. You just give him money for now. Next up, we've got a tag team match between Grizzled Young Veterans and Killian, Dain and Drake Maverick. And as always these days, we've got GYV on the ramp. Zach Gibson giving us a little bit of context to what happened earlier in the night. He says that Wes Lee of MSK has broken his hand. And then James Drake, Mr. Silent Bob himself, speaks up and says that, do you know what? we got a hefty fine for doing that from William Regal, but we did it for the NXT universe. They go on to call MSK a joke and then say that the better team lost at Vengeance Day and that they deserve to be recognised as the next NXT Tag Team Champions. So this one kicks off with Killian, Dain and Drake Maverick. They're doing some tag team techers on James Drake there. Drake manages to get the tag in on Gibson though, and then Gibson gets up Drake Maverick for the Doomsday, but Dain, he's like, no. Off you come, pulls Drake Maverick straight off the shoulders there. Dain then gets both of the GYV boys, launches them out of the ring, and then picks up little Drake Maverick and whoo, hoys him out of the ring, and they are in control, very much so, going into the break. We come back from break, and the GYV are very much in control until Drake Maverick manages to hit a hot tag on Killian Dain, who runs wild and even gets a nice little 2-for-1 special on the GYV. Young veterans, they are in control, and then... No. We come back from break and the Maverick then gets a hot tag as well and he's able to go on a tear. He takes control of James Drake. However, James Drake manages to he gets a little blind tag in there to Gibson and then just chaos ensues. We see Killian Dain on the outside. James Drake, woo, he flies through the ropes and hits a nice little tope there on Killian Dain. Back inside the ring, Drake Maverick manages to get a nice bulldog on Zach Gibson, goes up to the top turnbuckle. However, James Drake is there to run distraction, which drags blooming Zach Gibson. He goes for a nice old arm, just a nice old arm drag off the top rope there. Looked really good. And then Zach Gibson and James Drake get inside, hit the ticket to mayhem on Drake Maverick for the 1, 2, 3, and that is your match. I'm giving this one a B. Again, this was a really good, solid wrestling match. It made Maverick and Dain look strong as well. Like, they've been doing really good stuff together. I like them two as a tag team, and perhaps they don't get the recognition they deserve as a tag team. I think they work perfectly together. However, it makes sense for GYV to win this one and continue that feud with MSK. Down the line, I can see GYV picking up the belts, and then obviously MSK taking it off them for a big triumphant moment. But yeah, no, I enjoyed this one, and good wrestling and good storytelling as well. Bayeki's only turned up, he's only here. Big old Santos Escobar, he's turned up in his SUV. You got Wilde and Mendoza there doing, I don't know what this is, but they come outside and they are standing bodyguard outside of the SUV of Santos Escobar. We also get a moment where Killian Dain, he's taking Drake Maverick back to the medical bay, backstage, and he's trying to find a doctor. Maverick obviously looks pretty banged up from his tag team match against GYV. And who comes up? Blooming Alexander Wolf comes up and is like, what happened to you, Killian Dain? You used to be a monster. And Dain is just like, what's going on? And he plonks Maverick down, he asks for a doctor, and he looks a bit perturbed by this. He looks a bit like, he looks a bit mad. I think he can see in himself that maybe this isn't the thing for him. Even though it should be, because this is really good. I really like them as a tag team. But yeah, perhaps we'll see another Killian Dain big old heel turn him back into a monster again down the line. I don't know. But yeah, that was an interesting. And then there we are, it's time for main event o'clock, everybody. It is Karrion Kross versus Santos Escobar in a no DQ match. And we get Karrion Kross's entrance music, we see the camera shot and everything, but whoa, what's going on? It's all kicking off outside, everybody. It is starting out in the parking lot. We see Karrion Kross take out Wilde and Mendoza, but boof, 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 some of these forearms. He's after Santos Escobar. Santos then gets involved out of nowhere. He's attacking Karrion Kross. They then move over to a lorry, and then Karrion Kross throws Santos Escobar into the back of this lorry, and he's trying to climb up, but Santos Escobar, boof, he bangs that lorry door straight onto the injured shoulder and arm of Karrion Kross, or the previously injured shoulder and arm. It's still not 100% yet, ladies and gentlemen. So after that, we see Santos Escobar. He's trying to escape Karrion Kross. He gets into the front of the lorry and locks himself in there, shuts the door, locks himself in, and conveniently, yes, for some reason, on this lorry, Mr. Karrion Kross finds a pickaxe and starts hacking at the door, which I thought was a bit weird. I thought he'd go for the window. The window seems like the more vulnerable part to smash and then get in, right? But he doesn't anyway. And this leads to Santos Escobar. He manages to escape around the back of the other door, gets some shots in on Karrion Kross, and that's when Wilde and Mendoza turn up again as well. However, as Wilde and Mendoza, they get involved, Karrion Kross, whoop, he just whips them straight onto the bonnet of the car, not the bonnet of the lorry, sorry. Ooh, some hefty bumps there. He bounces them off, but this gives Escobar enough time to plan his next move as he gets a trash can. Boof. Big old boof to the head of Karrion Kross, and they take control from here. They bring Kross back into the CWC, and at this point they're just assaulting him. However, Kross manages to come back. He grabs Wilde and Mendoza and literally launches them through the plexiglass and the chain link fence, and Escobar is just like, oh, what's going on? We see Kross take control for a little while until Escobar manages to pick up a chair. He's like, somehow gets Kross in the chair, like half of his body is in it and his arm is in it, and then we see Escobar just whang Mr. Karrion Kross into the turnbuckle, really focusing on the arm here. That is like the main thing that they focus on in this match, is on Karrion Kross's arm. And then we cut to commercial break. So during the break, we see Wilde and Mendoza. They're really focusing on the arm, as I was saying before, and they crack Karrion Kross with the steel steps, get him back in the ring, and then Santos Escobar is there. He grabs Karrion Kross's head and just starts raking it across the ropes. It looked really, really cool. Yes. We come back from break and Escobar is still very much in control. Again with the chair spots, getting Kross's arm in the chair and just like slamming it against the steel post. And then he also sets up the chair on the floor and just gets Kross into a DDT. And yeah, they are very much in control. Escobar looks really, really good in this. Karrion Kross, he's trying to mount a comeback, but Wilde and Mendoza, they just absolutely keep putting him down. Every single time he's trying to get a comeback in, they keep putting him down. And that leads to Escobar hitting a really nice tope out of the ring onto Karrion Kross. He drags him back in the ring. He goes up. Blooming Escobar is trying to do the Three Amigos, gets one in, and then no. Kross stops him and hits a really nice overhead suplex, and the tide begins to turn. Escobar then rolls out of the ring. Kross goes and follows, and as Escobar tries to grab the arm and pull it into the steel post again, Karrion Kross is like, no, and he grabs him, reverses it, boof, straight in there. Wilde and Mendoza, they come round as well, but guess what? Kross is on one, he's ready to go! And he just boshes them both straight down. They are not getting back up. The end then comes when we get a lovely, I don't know what that noise is, when we get a lovely Saito suplex from Karrion Kross to Escobar through the announce table. Looked amazing. Kross then gets, whoop, he just whips Santos Escobar back into the ring, hits another Saito suplex, and then goes for that. He's going to do what time is it? TikTok time, TikTok time. He gets Escobar up again, and then does that really nice running forearm straight to the back of Escobar's head, and gets the 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to give this one a B+. I thought this was a really, really, really fun, well thought out match. It shows that Escobar can hang with the big boys, which I like a lot because I think he's got a lot more to offer in his future. And it also makes Karrion Kross look like a beast, right? Because this was pretty much just a 3-on-1 handicap match. My thinking, I don't know if this is what's going to happen, but Karrion Kross is going to go through each of the champions on NXT, not take their belts, and when he finally gets to the NXT champion, he's like, look, I deserve to be here because I don't want to take the belts. I just want that belt right there. Am I even making sense? When I said that belt right there, he's obviously pointing to Finn Bálor or whoever has the NXT title at the time, but yet he's going, I want that one. And I'm going to stop rambling now. It's a B+ from me. And so we come to the final part of the episode. Obviously, I think everybody's been waiting for this one. Adam Cole comes out to speak about his attack on Kyle O'Reilly last week. And if we can, one last time, ladies and gentlemen, let's cock the hands and let's do a da-da-da-da-da boom. Let's give it one of them in memory of the Undisputed Era. Cry. He comes out to the ring and he reviews on the screen the attack that he put on Kyle O'Reilly last week. And he says, I had every intention of coming out here tonight to talk about why I did what I did, but I see that footage and I am sick to my stomach. He says that he knows his Undisputed Era brethren know how much the NXT Championship means to him. However, Cole does not like the person that he's become in the last few weeks. He goes on to say, yeah, initially, I was pretty PO'd that Kyle O'Reilly was getting all these title opportunities and failing at every single one of them. However, that doesn't excuse my actions for what I did last week. He apologizes to Kyle and says, I wish we could have this conversation mano a mano, one-on-one, in the ring together, but we can't because of my stupid mistake last week. And he says, I don't know if I can fix this, and I really hope I can fix this, but, you know, if I can't, I'm very much going to try. And by heck, it's a family reunion, everybody, because who's out now? It's only big old Roddy Strong. And he's like, look, you feel bad now? You feel bad now? For the past 10 days, you've not even let us know what's been going on. Like, and now is when you feel bad for what you did to Kyle, for what you did to us, for what you did to the Undisputed Era? Roddy then goes on to say that the UE, it was built on trust, love, friendship, knowing that they can have one another's backs. But now Adam Cole has shattered all of that. And he doesn't know if when Kyle is 100% better again, he doesn't know if he can keep Kyle back from doing some bad things to Adam Cole. And then cue the music, because it's pow pow finger gun ab man Finn Bálor. He's here, he storms straight to the ring, goes to attack Cole after obviously what he did at Vengeance Day in the week prior. And yeah, Roddy comes in, he tries to pry Bálor off Cole, but Balor's having none of it. He just sends Roddy straight out the ring, starts giving Roddy a bit of a shoe-in. I'm stamping on floor here, you can't really see it. But that leads Adam Cole to get a super kick on Finn Bálor. So Roddy's climbing back into the ring. Adam Cole gets in there and he tries to help Roddy up. But as he does, Roddy just buffs him just straight in the face. And Roddy's looking all confused and conflicted. And then Adam Cole is like, look, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I didn't mean to cause any of this pain and drama. So Adam continues on. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm truly sorry. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Let's not do this. Let's be friends again. And Roddy is like, look, I shouldn't have hit you. I'm so sorry. They had this genuinely really emotional moment in the ring where they're hugging each other saying, you're my brother, you're my brother. And it looks really nice. They're friends again. The UE. They're back on, everybody. No, they're not, because Adam Cole, you naughty, naughty boy, pound straight up there, gives Roddy a low blow. You naughty boy. So Roddy's on his knees after the nut shot. Blooming Adam Cole gets up in Roddy's face, and he's like, do you know what? You're dead to me. And he grabs the dog tags, the UE dog tags of Roddy, pulls them straight off his neck, and then he gives him one of these. Straight up super kick to the head, and that is how we finish. We end with Adam Cole just looking over the lifeless body of Roderick Strong. Mental. So cool. I'm giving this whole segment an A. The continued dissension of the Undisputed Era, fantastic. You know, like with the slow build as well, because we know Kyle O'Reilly is not coming back for 4 to 6 weeks. The slow build, the payoff to this is going to be amazing. I've said it multiple times, but if we get the caliber of matches that Cole and O'Reilly had in Ring of Honor together in NXT, it's going to be phenomenal. Adam Cole is always his best when he's a heel, and I think this is some of his best heel work. You genuinely sort of felt the emotion as well when he goes to hug Roderick Strong and then he just pounds him straight in the nuts. Like, wow, that just made it all the more impactful, like his acting beforehand where he was like, I'm sorry. But yeah, this was so good, and you know it's going to build up to something absolutely phenomenal between hopefully all 4 of these guys when Bobby Fish comes back as well. So I am down for this. So yes, I'm giving this huge big old segment an A. So overall for this episode of NXT, I'm going to give it a B grade. I'm going to give it a nice B grade. It was a decent show, but more than anything, it just felt like it was a way to propel more storylines, which I'm all down for, because the slow builds to some of these things, they are going to pay off so well. And I hope they pay off so well, and it's going to be fantastic to see. But yeah, going to give it a B. Thought it was good. And yeah, thank you so much. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody for watching this. I know I'm a big rambly boy. I'm not like your Tom Campbells or your blooming Adam Pacitis who are proper professionals and that, but I appreciate you watching this. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Have you a nice cup of Yorkshire tea and have a good, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye!